All right, we're live, and like the shirt said when I get back here, it's a little weird. Justice for Peanut and Fred. You know, that's an interesting story, and well, it's post-election time, and here we are. Oh yeah. Oh, so got this one started a little early, a few minutes early, and we got through the elections. And it's another Sunday. But yes, here we are. And so I hope everybody's doing good after our epic live coverage of the election and now the aftermath on the insane crap going on. Uh, so far, really haven't gotten a lot of comments or uh, wild ass stuff from people. One person told me that, yeah, because you're a Trump supporter, I followed your channel for years and now no more. More than 314. How'd your shoot go the other week there at the 600-yard range? Uh, did you see Rod's new shotgun? I'm sure he'll show up here. I watched the video where he uh, did an in-depth study of it. It's from France, which is it's pretty interesting item that he got. Camilla from northern Greece. Yeah, but I got one person said that they're done with my channel. I just told them thank you. And so now I guess I bought this Trump hat when he came to Greensboro at a rally. And I bought it. It's a souvenir. I wore it a few times. I wore it mowing the lawn. Didn't really wear it much. A lot of the people I hang around with, politics ain't their. And a lot of people are tired of listening to politics when you go into a bar and start talking about it. You know, it's not that they don't care. Well, I guess they don't. It's not, Trump saying that's it. Let's watch football or something else. But I guess some people it does upset them, and so now I'll wear the damn hat as much as I can. I've seen videos where people go out, people freak out and look at him and stuff. It's not good. Yeah, and that's the thing. People are childish. I mean, what's the. And there was a guy. The hell was his name? But he's like a sociologist and he does a lot of videos. Very calm, soft-spoken man. And he said the strange thing is, all right, you've never heard the Republicans say anything about physically harming the Democrats. But the Democrats kept saying that Trump's got to go, got to burn, put a bullseye on him, and that he goes, it's very, very bad. Okay, uh, and it is. It's quite childish and ridiculous. I mean, I wasn't happy with the last election results, but I didn't go around ripping signs out of people's houses or attacking people who had a Biden shirt or bumper sticker or hat on. So it's this post-election stuff. The craziness is there, but life goes on. I made some more videos. I'm getting them up, getting out to the range, doing some things, going on with my life. Had a decent shoot last weekend, but I ended up helping an elderly guy. No, it's a good Samaritan thing there. You're a decent person. Uh, yeah, did you get to shoot the 600 yards though? That's what I was asking. Yeah, I mean, uh, whatever. Okay, already and a lot of strange things did happen. The stock market skyrocketed, which I thought it would collapse by at least the first quarter of this next year. Um, Gold and silver both has dropped, which means that the dollar is stronger again. It's an indicator there. So I guess these evil plans, Putin's evil plans, have been thwarted of buying all the gold and silver up. And thank you. Yeah, I mean, they had people were ecstatic in several foreign countries. Poland was one of them. And I forget, oh, in England, it showed them in the streets, you know, cheering for Trump because they got political problems up to the butthole up there in little England. Where is Anticosta Island? Well, it's off the coast of Canada somewhere. Yeah, that's one thing I like about living where I am. We didn't have no freezing rain yet. Well, we did. I mean, I knew it would happen. See, whatever went on, it all happened after the assassination attempt. That foiled. Then that's when they started shifting. Where Biden was adamant after that senior citizen mumbling debate he had. I felt kind of sorry for the frigging guy, but I felt sorry for our country because you had this person that non-functioning. So they went on. Trump went to the rally. They tried clipping him. Whoever did or whatever did. There's all kinds of people have brought up several strange things about that whole incident there. And he survived or whatever. If this is part of the political theater, I have no idea. I have no idea what to believe. But then all of a sudden, he's saying that he's going to stay. Then all of a sudden, he changed, and without having really the process of the convention and nominating the candidate, put her in there. And the woman obviously, can't answer any questions, can't function or whatever. Again, this is another thing. And I had the strange feeling there were members in the Democratic Party that were trying to sabotage this all along. It's because they knew that if she did get elected, it would be really, really, really bad. I don't know. Okay. I have no idea. But with Trump in there, and you can sense it before the election came, when you see people putting their support behind him, especially people with the big money endorsing him. And what it's come down to is the choices were this: you either get Trump back or you didn't get Trump back. And then people who make a lot of money, like people that run Amazon and this and that, things are going to get screwed up to where they're not going to make a lot of money. They're not going to sell things because if everyone's flat broke, that's not good for the economy. Okay, I don't care how you look at it. You know, uh, did you hear about buildings shot up after the elections up there by you somewhere? No, I'm got to be a little bit more specific. Building shot up. I didn't hear any. Of course, I don't watch the normal news either or whatever. But no, I didn't hear that. At the mouth. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. It sounded familiar to me, but I didn't know exactly where it was. Yeah, Sean, what uh, building shot up? No, I didn't. I did not hear that. Yes, because they are no longer needed. They were needed to uh, throw everything into turmoil. Uh, you know, and the whole idea was to start the political unrest. Like the one guy kept saying, that analyst, one of his keys was political unrest, and that was put up there when Trump was still in office to throw things off. That didn't happen this time because the person that was in office and they wanted to stay elected, they didn't need that to throw that guy's keys off or whatever the hell his prediction was, which now that's twice in 45, 50, 100 years he's been wrong. And there's a lot of, when I was watching silver stacking channels, there's a lot of people that are actually analysts. They're kind of retired or something, but they make a video and give their thing and they analyze the data. The guy said this: we analyze data. And he goes, that's how I make my prediction. Okay, I look at things, go historically, uh, and all this other stuff, and that's how I make a prediction. And he predicted that Harris would win, and all this stuff about gold, silver, stock market, and everything else. And he's like, stop giving me a hard time. He goes, I just went by the data, which goes to prove that the data they're putting out, these reports and these things that analysts use in terms of the stock market and the economy and bankers, it's false. It's false data. They're not putting out true numbers. They're tweaking or reporting it in a way. It's like they said, when they do inflation, the price of gasoline is low. It's way low, and it throws the whole other part of the graph off. That if gasoline came up, then the inflation number would be much much higher. So a lot of this is used to skew and to uh, throw things off, and it surprised me because I was nervous that the stock market was going to take a nosedive, but actually it shot up something crazy. Um, the metals have gone down, which, like I said, it means a strong dollar. Uh, so there we go. He likes tacos. From transportation. Yeah, nobody's repairing infrastructure either. That's why the stuff is collapsing. All right, Miami, Atlanta. Yeah, I haven't heard about that or anything like that. Yeah, I haven't heard. Oh yeah, and the guy that I'm talking about is Victor Davis Hanson. David Hanson. Just type that in on YouTube, and this fella does a ton of great videos, and he explains it. He's a very rational man. He explains it in a way which is calm without being inflammatory, and he just breaks down. I guess you'd say he was a sociologist or something, or somebody that studies this history, and he does explain things in a true light and how our society is eroding away, how the immigration erodes away your value of your citizenship. How he said, like the tribal, where it's just all this racial stuff or groups or social strata, and because the biggest thing I hear is they all go, well, how did Trump get voted in office? And these people, well, people like that are uneducated and just don't know. They're not sensitive to the issues and all this other stuff. They're not educated, and that's their problem. But then again, I've seen a guy that said, I'm saving up all this money to send my children to go get an education in college, a higher level of education to guarantee that they can get some sort of a job that pays. And he goes, I send my kids off to college and they become indoctrinated. And when they come back home, they're talking about all this crazy stuff that really, you know, was never discussed in the household in this. And all of a sudden now my children hate me because I don't support woke culture and all this other stuff. So it's more of an indoctrination, okay, than that. And they believe that when they say you're uneducated, it's like you haven't been hypnotized into believing that. And another thing, I'm more worried about me, my family, taking care of things than all these issues these other people have, okay? And the difficulty they have, it's all nonsense, okay? It's nonsense. It's crazy. Some burgers. Morning, Joel. Even the salt has added. I don't know, Joel. Send him an email and ask him. Okay. The only thing you do is you create a situation where it's uncomfortable for them to stay in a place, or you, they can't stay somewhere. So, how he's exactly going to do it, I don't know. But that's what people like to hear. And, you know, first of all, I think he's going to get rid of all the sanctuary cities. Number one, that's going to be throughout the country. That's going to go out the window. That's going to start it. And when you start making it more difficult and then enforce the laws on the books, you find that a lot of these people that create these problems do not like, running into the cops and all this other stuff constantly. I want to Trump's new book. Yeah, everyone takes this casual thing to drinking or whatever. You can't do stuff impaired all the time. Uh, Liberal arts colleges. You can't part. I don't know how they get a degree. If I was going to go to college, get an engineering degree, now you'd be worried about studying, learning the stuff, and passing your test to get your degree. I don't know. I think I heard that joke already, Carson. Where is it? But yeah, that's another thing. You know, this childish division, hatred, or whatever, and people saying that the system is wrong and it should be changed because the fact Trump got in. I mean, how can you say that? All right. The last elections I was curious about because there are a lot of circumstances. Okay, if everything went normally the last elections where there wasn't a tractor trailer load of mail-in ballots showing up, and a lot of bizarre stuff with computer servers blowing up in, I think it's Kentucky or Tennessee, a building that mysteriously exploded, uh, that had the servers for some, too many bizarre and very unusual things happened, which really didn't happen here. Okay. So, that's why let's take away food, taking away the food cards. Well, crime is screwed up in New York City anyway. Oh, you mean the pump? The last one I bought, a pump shotgun, is great, man. I'm in cheap pistols now. You watch, and we got a couple Turkish pistols, and I'll drag out some of the other Turkish pistols that I had. Um, I mean, this when you're paying $230 for a 9mm handgun, it's brand new. That's a Glock clone. I don't know. Glocks are what, $600. I mean, and the damn things function and work good than a lot of these other. When I was testing all the little subcompacts, I was getting light strikes in that. Well, I got three of them. I run through that. Not a problem. Not a single problem. Misfeeds or anything. It's just getting halfway decent quality magazines for them. But that's what we're working on now. And I'm liking it. It's fine. Got a lot of traffic, got a lot of new subscribers, a lot of people asking questions, a little bit more activity. Uh, Things are going pretty good, you know. Yeah, you see, this is the stuff, you can believe in anything you wish. All right. I'm not one to go around telling people, hey, do this, do that. When I hit 60, I just got to the point where I didn't care anymore about anything. I just worry about myself, my wife, and things like that. Whatever the hell people do, let them do. As long as they ain't screwing around and harassing me, that's great. Okay, that's a wonderful day when I ain't got to deal with an idiot. All right, it is. Um, and this insane stuff. Okay, if these people want to believe it, great, but it shouldn't be part of the national friggin' consciousness or running of the country or whatever. Okay, and to say I don't understand this, to me, this is ridiculous nonsense of a demented person. And then I get some halfwit that took an online degree in, I don't know, crystal healing crystals or spiritual whatever the hell, and I got a master's or doctorate in that, telling me that I'm uneducated and that's why I voted for Trump. Okay, something ain't right uh, with this whole thing here. Hello. Yeah, like another thing. There's another ridiculous thing. And what pisses me off, if you want to be a moron, do it on your own time with your own money. Don't be getting the federal government or the state government or forcing people to do this wacky ass crap that is just a total waste of money, which should be going to the American people, of course, and all the other money going to who knows what from where, doing what to keep factories running, and people working at sub minimum wage or something. Tampons in a men's room. It's insane. But, yeah. Good morning. Oh, but yeah, so my Trump hat's going to get a little bit more use. Yeah, and then don't forget, Fred and Peanut. Justice for Fred and Peanut. Now I finally got some meaningless, ridiculous political motivation. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it now? Something just to start the shit. Yes, but Victor David Hanson, check him out if you can. When you got some time, listen to him. Very level headed. A lot of his insight and his stuff is pretty good. I like listening to him. He makes a lot of sense. Like I said, he doesn't get crazy radical or rant and raving. No aliens are involved in any of this or other such things. Yeah, get educated so you know not to vote for Trump. Just uneducated. And that's another thing. You can't just go and say that a whole section of our society, because they don't have college degrees or something, is meaningless, or their opinions don't count, or they're ignorant and they don't know how to think. I mean, that's kind of pisses me off. What model gun safe is behind me? Oh, what the hell is this thing? Treadlock. It's up the top. It's a treadlock safe. I bought that thing 40 years ago. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just if you want to hear somebody kind of calm and intelligent that talks, that's the guy to listen to. I've listened to a lot of his stuff. So we're I heard that's under investigation. They told him not so much not to give him money, don't even go there and help him or whatever. You know, it's that ain't good. Somebody should lose their job over that. You can't say that. Okay, now if you told them not to go to the house because this person was a certain racial orientation or whatever, you know what I mean? Okay, they'd hang you. Okay, all right. So to say if they got a Trump sign or something, we ain't going to their house. That ain't right. That's beyond discrimination. See, that's political bullshit. Okay, that is like Nazi Germany. Justice for animals while Planned Parenthood gets $80 billion in COVID funds. Well, yeah, I believe that there's a lot of crooked stuff like you're talking about, here. But, Peanut and Fred, they're just innocent bystanders. And a guy, I believe, is involved in a money laundering scheme. Okay. But it's a neat shirt. And yeah, like I said, justice for Fred and Peanut. His books too. Yeah, I know he's written several books. My wife's more studious than I am about that. Yeah, so I got out to the range. I found several really neat handgun deals. One of them's a PSA dagger. PSA dagger, though, it's up where when it's on sale, you're paying about $300. But there's 2 or 3 guns out there that are still, you can find them online for about $230. Oh, yeah. It kind of translates into a 270, depending how you get it or who sends it. It's $275 gun. like one place, most places charge $20 shipping and handling. One place I was looking at an item that's sending the handgun, even though it was extremely close to where I live, they were going to charge me 30 some odd dollars for overnight delivery or something like that. Uh, yeah, well, this investigation just started, and you hear bits and pieces of it, but yeah, I guess they did have the person run the Secret Service resign. I remember that after the Trump assassination, and there's several others they're looking into. Uh, I hope. Oh God, I hope that he can pull off a lot of these things he's talking about, uh, holding people accountable. Okay, in the government, these people just do whatever they want and violate a lot of policies and laws, or like they said, the one congresswoman said that they should just ignore what the Supreme Court said. Well, if the highest court in the land has a ruling, actually based on law, uh, just because you don't like it, to say that as a sitting congresswoman or whatever, to ignore this is kind of treason. Somebody brought that word up, treason. You know, and another thing, some of these people are not cut out to be politicians, and people vote for them for the wrong damn reason. Okay, and none of these people come out when they're running, and we say, okay, we have a problem. Okay, inflation. All right, this is what, if you elect me, this is what I plan to do to correct this or to do something about it. The immigration thing. If elected, this is what I'm going to do. But see, the thing is, the government are the ones allowing these people to come in. The government wants them in. See, this is the problem. So if the government is the one promoting this and doing this, you know, how are you going to stop it? Okay, vote them out of office or whatever. And nobody comes in and says, okay, like homeless, this is my plan for homeless. Now this one's tough because a lot of these people have given up on themselves or whatever and just lying in the streets and that. And again, this is where the laws state that if someone's stoned on whatever and laying in a public park, like in Philly and that, you see them laying there on the ground or on a public sidewalk. Used to be you got too drunk, and you sat down on the sidewalk and kind of dozed off, you'd get arrested. Okay, at least in my day. All right. Out partying with the guys in port and get royally screwed up, take a nosedive, you're going to end up in the tank. Okay. Now they change the laws where these people just lie there and it's a public sidewalk. They can't be touched, removed, arrested, or nothing. Okay. That isn't right. Okay. Simple as that. And that would be a problem to try to solve. And nobody wants to touch that with a 10-foot pole, because how the hell are they going to solve that problem? I don't know. Okay. Because another thing is, whether you house people or incarcerate them, okay, it costs money. All right. Whether you're putting them in a place to live or you're locking them up in jail, okay, it costs money. All right. And there's thousands of these people. So I really don't know how we're going to go and solve that one or work on it. Yeah, 250 years or something close to that, I guess. Yes, and you used to be back in the Depression era, you were arrested and fined for vagrancy. That's true. I don't know how the world's changed. You know, like I said, back when I was in my 20s, if you went into a park bench, took a nap or something, you're out drinking all night, slept in a park, they'd arrest you for it. You know, I don't know. That's just the way it goes. But yes, so working on the handguns. I think I got a couple slings coming for the shotgun, so I'll do a video of those, attach them, because the Tokarev shotguns already got the quick detach sling mounts on the cap and on the stock, both of them, the Titan and the Hammer, and they got a thing where they got the mounts and the sling. You just clip it on there, and it's even got loops for shells. So you got a neat sling, and you want to store it in your safe, and the sling gets in the way, you can just take it off, roll that up, put it on a shelf, put it on there. It's pretty neat. But the slings are not coming from Tokarev. Slings are coming from G-Force. And rear sights, which I want to kind of put on both of them guns, probably get a ghost ring sights. They're sold out. Okay, a lot of this stuff has been sold out. You got to go on a waiting list for any of it. Let me check an email here real quick. All right. So yeah, we got back to item, do one bid, Chieftain. Okay. All right. So yeah, got those to work on. The weather, they told me at the range they're going to go in there and redo all the berms for the pistol pits and that. So there probably will be a lot of reloading videos for the members coming up, because if they take a couple weeks, that's all I'll do is sit here in the house and organize some stuff and load up some cartridges. And then I got a ton of 12 gauge shells that I went and I loaded when I used to shoot trap. And I asked him, and he told me to come up every Thursday morning or afternoon. There's a bunch of guys that just sit there and practice shooting trap. So he goes, you can come up, it's an open shoot. I have somebody there, because now they have all these electronic things, and I'd have to have somebody. When I had the old manual ones, you just plug them in, and the little microphones are there, and you call the trap out. But go up there when there's some people there and break some clays. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cases of shotgun shells. And, I'll buy them from you. No, not really. I'll shoot them up. FEMA camps look like Razor Wild hotels, like Supermax prison. They built hundreds of them. Why? And are they still empty? You never hear about them. Or the millions of 6-person plastic coffins. 6-person plastic coffins? Never heard of that. You got a picture of one of them? Good chance. All right, you take care now. I'm glad, whenever you guys show up, we talk. It's always makes me happy to talk about that stuff. But yeah, I understand everyone's got to go. And 314 here had some freezing rain on the shooting trip. And I'm surprised Rod ain't here, unless he's out hunting. He might be out hunting. I did talk to him. during the week and I seen his video. I get, even if they are, he's got enough electorals to win, so they can, no matter which way it goes. See, that's another thing. When they try to say it's so close to where you got to wait forever for this, he's already got all the electorals he needs. He's already been declared the winner. So let Arizona count from now until the sun goes down. You know. 4 years ago, stashed in remote places. Gary Lake, Senate. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. That's what I don't even remember their damn names. I'm bad with that shit. Oh, what was he doing? I was busy. I had to help the wife go get some materials to finish the yard work. So I ran out after breakfast and did that and got here. Got my spiffy t-shirt on. Support poor Fred and Peanut. Government overreach in the socialistic state of New York. Yeah. Now, but you see his video of his shotgun. He sent me a text message with the pictures of the 3 or 4 different guns he was looking at. And of course, he always catches me when I'm going out to do something and wants to get into a 2.5 hour conversation about what guns he's going to buy. And, I tried to answer him best I could, but I don't even know, I don't know that much about the shotguns to give a recommendation. But the one he got appears to be fairly nice. If you watch the video, he did a pretty good in-depth, yeah, he did a pretty in-depth study of it. And it looks like a very nice gun, you know. And so he was debating. I don't know, he sent me all the photos and all this, the 3 guns he was looking at and capitulating on. And like I said, I know so little about them. I can't, I, I can't give an opinion one way or the other. But no, what he got was pretty cool. GPT. That's very, very true statement. It's just verification, and see, that's what I don't understand. It's very confusing to me. Well, it goes to show you there's a reason. Like I said, there's a reason the illegals are here. Okay, law or no law, somehow somebody's benefiting from their presence. And again, they want to exploit them and use them because if you bring these people here and give them all this free shit and say, hey, when election time comes, you're going to vote for me, okay? And that's obviously that's what they're doing, you know. Yes, make America great again. Yeah, it was like 3. He narrowed it down to 3 or 4 or something. I don't know if there was a Belgian gun or something else. I think there was an American made one, like one of them generic deals. I'm not quite sure. Well, see, you gave him good advice, and I mean, the gun's pretty cool. Yeah, I went and looked it up. We were talking about it once. I went and seen what the Vegas odds were, and they were for Trump. Yeah, shotguns can be tough. Uh, if it don't fit you good, or I had one of them Turkish over and unders I bought in a 28 gauge. That thing was so screwed up that it wasn't funny. They didn't solder the barrels and they're straight. And some of those Russian Baikals, some of them shot okay and patterned fairly well, but they were rough on the shoulder. The stocks that came with them were tough. I got that 28 gauge Spartan, that thing. I went and put a white bead and like a thing in the center rib. I had to file that brass thing down, but I went and shot skeet with that, and I mean that gun is killer. That gun patterns. That gun is fantastic. And that's the only one of them. I had about a half dozen of them in different gauges and stuff. That's the only one I didn't sell, and I'm keeping that one. Matter of fact, now that you mention it, I had to dig that out and shoot it. I enjoy shooting that gun. And 28 gauge, man, it breaks the clays, without having to, not 3-inch Magnum territory or whatever. Them said that Tammany Hall down there in New York City. Yeah, the election betting odds. So who had a windfall, huh? Who had a windfall? French used to make this steel. All right. French steel. They produce steel, huh? That's going back a ways. Yeah, I've seen some in Europe. Okay, and they're bicals is what they are. I mean, they have it written right on them, like side by sides and that. They weren't bad guns. I never did get a side by side. I wanted to, just never got around to it. I'd like to have tried that out. Yeah, 28 gauge. Yep. Yes, that is true. I had that one guy telling me that one, I don't know who the hell he is. I forget his name. I could care less. The experts said, for 40 years, I was only wrong once. And this one, oh, so and so said this in his keys, his 12 keys. Well, guess what? When I went and looked at his keys, he was saying Kamala got 8, so she's going to win. Well, just like the guy that called it, that was the stock analyst, you're getting information that's not correct. And I knew that 2 or 3 of them keys, one's about inflation and this and that, it was the wrong choice he made. I knew that. Of course, I don't want to get into an argument with people. They get very, very touchy about such things as this. Uh, but yeah, I seen it coming and I knew it. And you could kind of sense it that it was going to be a landslide with Trump because you know it just it just kind of had to be more or less. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Hopefully things will change for the better. No matter what. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, some of them had. I know the 12 gauges had screw and chokes. Uh, Very plain gun. Yeah, you like it? You go shoot trap or whatever with it. Skeet. 1791. Yeah, gonna bring back the Whig Party and all that other fun stuff. Oh, that's very interesting theory there, Joel. Same 7 countries, pagans. And that's why when you start mentioning God and prayers, everyone gets agitated. How long are the barrels? Like 28 or 24? That I don't know. That ain't too bad. I mean, 28-inch barrels too. Um, yeah, that's pretty good. Better time frame. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Because I was going to do that. They did have different skeet shoots where you just use side by sides. Most people have the over and unders, but there was they'd have a special skeet shoot or a little competition, informal competition, where it's all side by sides, which I thought would be cool. Yeah. Oh, sorry, but just wanted me. I can't wake up today for shit. You know. Yeah, I really don't understand that. Let's see, over and unders rule the skeet game. Yeah, they do. I always was used to the only double barrels I ever used were over and unders. You know, they're fast handling. I used to reload them. Actually, I got all the loading gear when I put up that thing. I might sell all my mech uh, reloaders. I was trying to do that, for the amount I shoot. You know, I used to go down to skeet range uh, every now and again and shoot, but I haven't done that in years. That's what I used that 28 for. But I did use to reload. But it became so damn expensive. The shot went from $19 for a 25-pound bag to they're getting 60, 70, $80 somewhere. You know, yeah, side by sides are. Yeah, you could. Well, there's a lot to make them. Well, I mean, a lot to make it an over and under. But I don't think they're as popular as they were in the old days. Well, I don't see how Biden could have won either. I mean, the poor guy. I don't understand how he kept him as president when he didn't know what the hell he was doing. All right, there's a lot of things there, but hopefully all of that crap's in the past. It'll just be history now. Most use side by side double barrels to shoot skeet. Hmm? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. You have a local guy who makes a lead shot. All right, 40, 25 pounds. If we're not for that, reloading would not pay. Yeah. I don't even know. See, a lot of stores don't even carry the crap. And then having it mailed to you is another expensive thing. You know, they used to have somebody from the club go up and get some shot, from a wholesaler, because I guess the club had an FFL and a tax number. Uh, but those days are gone, and I can't remember the last time I bought any. I did order them, you know, and shipping is ungodly. Okay, unless you can get like maybe two, be 50 pounds in a, United States Postal Service box, be $15 shipping or something. But yeah, it's tough. Shop's tough. So I've seen him vote blue, okay, until it came to president. Yeah, see, our club used to do that, but then I just used to buy in bulk myself. See, back when they didn't charge you sales tax on the internet, I'd order all this stuff from Arizona, pay the hazmat and the shipping. And I used to buy 16 pounds of gunpowder, or I'd buy 5,000 shot shell primers in a time. In the wads, same thing. I'd buy a case of wads, in the bags. And, but when I was shooting 5,000 rounds a year shotgun shells, I go through the stuff pretty quick. But then when I stopped all together, I got this stockpile of stuff that probably would have been good for 2 or 3 months. I mean, when I was shooting a couple times a month. So, oh yeah, yeah, because that we used to do the same thing too. But see, then everyone starts to argue with each other, or some people want a bunch of stuff, and then when it arrives, they don't have the money. Okay, see, that's what happened more than once or twice, and the club stopped doing that stuff. You know, uh, livable shipping. Yeah, yeah, ballistic products. I buy things from, but see, I don't shoot that much anymore, so that's why I kind of don't reload, and I don't really know if I could afford, because when you're shooting in an amateur trap association, if I go there, just the fees alone to enter the event would be a little over $100 for the singles, handicap, doubles. Okay, and then if I played any of the options, 120. Last time it was like 120, $130, and then you're using 300 shotgun shells each event. So 2, 3 events a month, which I used to do that, you know, it's 900 shotgun shells right there. So I used to spend more time on the weekends reloading them damn things, and I don't know how many holes I had to toss away. I don't know. That one I don't know. Unless lead, see, lead used to be used like money. They used to have lead bars, you had gold, silver, and lead. Okay. So kind of, I think you went to a trading post and you would buy a bar of lead to melt over the fire and make your own. Yeah, see, well, they were doing that. You have to pay in advance, but they did something where, because this club was founded by a group of people and all the charter members, and there were a lot of them. A lot of them have gone to the great beyond from old age, but at one time, this is going back 15, 20 years, a lot of them would do this and, hey, I'll pay you when it shows up, and they didn't. Okay, so there was a more or less an argument amongst the people that more or less were the core members or something. And so I gave up and just got the stuff on my own when the hell I wanted it. Musket ball trees, yes. Right next to the money tree. All right, guys. Well, I had fun, but I do have some things to do. So probably after an hour or so, we're going to call it quits this Sunday. I will see you again next Sunday, and hopefully we'll have some uh, firearms things to talk about. We'll see. I may get some more stuff going and talk about reloading and all the other fun crap. And I will see you guys next week.